Hello everyone, I wanted to do a quick video. It's Crafty Carol here from Crafty Carol's Cards, and I'm going to show you a little technique which is really beautiful and a nice way to complete certain cards. And I'm using the beautiful In the Moment stamp set, and I wanted to show you some cards I'd made with it. So that's one. We're going to do a similar one just now. Here's another one, and obviously with these images you can colour them in and use your watercolour pencils and other colouring stuff, blends and what have you. But same one there, I did that one in a craft along recently, so that's why you got two of the same ones there. But I wanted to show you a little technique which is really useful for filling in images like this. This is called paper piecing, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see terribly well on there, but this dress is actually stuck on top, as is the hat. These are stuck on top because I've cut them out separately. It's called paper piecing when we do this technique. So to do that, I've got my card base ready. I'm going to do a similar one to this one, but instead of doing it in the dotted colour, I'm actually going to do it in a piece of this gorgeous Simply Marbellous paper. And what I've done is prepared my card. So I've got my two pieces of DSP I want. I've cut out my shape with Celebration Labels dies and stamped my image on there. And I've also stamped it on my bit of paper that I'm going to do the paper piecing with. So this is the paper, this is the image I'm going to cut out. And before I cut it out, I'm actually going to do one thing, which is, if I can reach my blend, which I didn't get ready, I'm just going to colour in the hair before I actually do any cutting. So I'm going to use one of the new natural tone ones actually, because it's to hand. I've been using it. So on this, I'm colouring in the hair before I cut it out, because it's fussy to cut around the hair and we don't want to cut around the hair. So I'm just going to colour it in, just doing it very quickly, because that means I do not have to cut around that. I can cut the whole thing out. So I want the dress and the hat in the same colour. So I'm going to just cut up along here, cut round the edge, and I'm cutting right on the ink line. So you've got to be a little bit careful to get this just right, because you want it to fit beautifully. So I'm cutting up here. Oh, there's Gus joining in for no good reason that I can see. It's obviously spotted something, probably a spider or a fly on my roof. So I'm just going to cut around this image. That's a little boring saying this. I want to make sure I cut around the hands, these fingers that are sticking on the hat, because I want those to be obviously skin coloured, not the yellow Simply Marbellous paper. So there we go, I'm just cutting around here. Very important to make sure you are cutting on or just below the line, because it will show if you don't. So that is the only thing about the paper piecing. Now I can cut off that, see that little hair there at the side? Let me just get right into that hair, there we go. See this little hair at the side here? There, that's part of the stamp. It's on here. When I stick the paper pieced bit on top, that'll still show, so I'm not worried about that. I can cut it off from here. That's not a problem. Obviously, if you've got the dotty paper or something like that, you're going to have to be a bit more fussy and cut out the hat and the dress separately. But by colouring in the hair on this, I'm saving myself a little bit of time, because I can do it all in one. How good is that? So when you cut your piece out, it's simply a matter of sticking it on. So I can use some Tombow to stick it on. I'm just going to look at the bottom of the skirt there and think actually I would like to have that a little bit more rounded. I don't need it like that, just to fit better with that. It's better. So when I'm sticking a paper pieced bit on an image, I like to put the glue on the image itself rather than on the paper pieced bit. I just find I can move it around. If I use Tombow, I've got some wiggle room, so I can make sure I've got the glue exactly where I want it. There we go. And then I can put my paper pieced, and this is where you just need to take a little bit of care to make sure it's beautifully lined up at each point. Oop, come up a little bit. The advantages of Tombow is I've got that wiggle room, and just over a fraction. Oop. There we go. So then I've got my paper pieced bit stuck on top. It gives just a little tiny bit of dimension, which I quite like. And now I can colour in the rest of my image and make my card. So that is paper piecing. It's a lovely little technique and can be used with all sorts of images. If you want any more tips and help, please go to my website, craftycarolscards.co.uk, where there's all sorts of PDFs, videos, help, and obviously subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll be back soon with some more tips. Bye for now.